Okay.
I have to see the intro.
You've got to see the beginning
You've
scene.
seen this before?
I have seen this before.
You set me up.
That's why I told you need to be mentally prepared.
Yeah, but sometimes you just say things like that to freak me out. But you were really serious.
When?
I'm sure an 8 years I've known you to come up with something.
Welcome back to the dungeon, you gorgeous little freaks. I'm Slydog, this is Mozark the Mad, and this is a bloody good time. Today, we're reviewing one of my favorites, Vile. Now, this one came out in 2019. I've known about it, I've watched it several times. This was new to him, and while you're familiar with gore, this was still not quite your speed.
No, not my favorite. It was a good one. Okay, I'll give you that. I can see where you liked it. Not my style. It wasn't. I think we've discussed this a little bit before. It wasn't torture porn. It was like softcore torture porn.
Yeah,
because
I really like that tagline.
Yeah, there was a lot of violence, but a lot of it was done off screen,
artistically.
You could hear it, which to me was even better because my imagination made things so much worse than if you just see somebody getting their tongue cut out or whatever. So yeah, there was the whole softcore thing. Yeah, whole softcore thing, which made it easier for me to watch. I liked it better.
Whereas I like to see it.
Yeah, you like the full blown arteries going everywhere, that kind of thing.
Well, not even the excessiveness. I just want to see it, and that was one of my highlights from this. Okay. Was when they did the gore. They did it really well. It wasn't too much. It wasn't excessive, but it was done in just the right way where your brain wanted to believe it.
I don't like this.
When they're dunking their hands in boiling water.
This is stupid right here.
When they're cheese grating each other and cutting throats and doing all kinds of crazy
hot plate to the back.
This is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, that stuff looked real and you felt it.
It did. Yeah, and I think that you hit the nail on the head there is you felt it. Mm-hmm. You really, you're right, they did it well enough that you got immersed into the movie. And there wasn't much of a soundtrack. We talked about that. So it really did give you the opportunity to just totally get sunken in, embedded with the group of people, whatever you want to call it. You became part of the group.
Yeah, it became way more immersive.
Yeah, immersive. That's the good word for it. Yeah. And that just made it better. So, yeah.
And it's one of those where it made it better by making it worse. Because there was a lack of soundtrack, because it didn't feel so much like a movie, as you were kind of just like watching all of this stuff happen and you were almost in the room with them.
Right.
It kind of changes it so that way whenever, people are screaming bloody murder, you start feeling like you're in the room while someone's screaming bloody murder.
Screaming bloody murder, absolutely.
So yeah, the immersiveness.
Or you've stepped around the corner, but you can hear what's going on in the next room. Which to me, like I say, made it worse, which in a way made it better.
Yeah. No, I 100% love that, the lack of that, and credit to the actors.
Oh,
they did a killer job.
Yeah, they really sold it. You get the crazy one. There was one to torture everybody because she needed to.
And credit to her, I hated her. I was so ready for her to get tortured.
When it's her turn, I may forget to stop. Get the full 25%. Right, yeah, I was like, when's her turn? Come on. She's terrible. But yeah, when it was her turn.
Yeah, and they her up.
They really gave her her turn. She really got all of it out of that one. So 47%. And you've got the psychos enjoying hurting everybody.
Mm-hmm.
She pays the other 53%. Oh!
Yeah, buddy. 84% that hurt you.
Just finish it up on
It's 40%.
But yeah, you're right. The actors did a great job. I think the sets were great.
Yeah, lighting
it was
nice.
minimalistic,
Mm-hmm.
but it was also dingy enough, dirty enough, unsanitary enough that you really didn't want to just spend time in there.
Mm-hmm.
So with them being locked in for a specific amount of time, you really it added to that feel of dread.
Yeah.
To me, anyway.
Yeah, no, it definitely conveyed the grody, grimy vibe
Right.
of, what they're doing to each other, what they're doing to
Right.
themselves.
Right.
Like, it's not this clean-cut medical procedure.
And everything that was left in this facility or this house, whatever you want to call it, was potentially an instrument of torture.
Yeah.
Whether it was a hammer or a saw blade, or like you said, a big pot of boiling water. It gave them just enough that they could be creative on how to hurt each other or hurt themselves, whatever the case needed to be at the time.
And I really liked throughout the movie this comparison of essentially like survival instinct. Because at first they're trying to be very methodical,
Right.
and use their logical brains to make this happen,
Right.
all of this stuff, so that way nobody's hurt too bad. But then it kind of falls apart toward the end, and all of a sudden there's this mad dash to just get it done.
We've got to get it done. Yeah.
And then there's this survival instinct where they're coming up with all kinds of crazy stuff.
Exactly. Yeah, the creativity of the of the pain really went to 11.
Yeah.
It was but that little countdown of the clock really, to me, you're right, added to the tension involved, and we've got to get this resolved, and we've got to do it now. So that was good.
Yeah. That combined, all of this stuff combined with the intro and the way it set the tone.
I know it's focusing on his eye, but are you looking up his nostrils like I am?
No.
Okay. That's gonna sting.
For the movie.
Right.
Because that's what hooked me the first time I watched it, was that intro scene left such an impression that I was like, oh, I'm locked in.
Yeah.
And then watched it 2 or 3 more times, and then this time.
And with me being just the opposite, that intro scene, I was kind of more of it's going to be one of these. Okay, so I had a little bit more trepidation going into it, I think, than you do, because you like this style of movie.
Yeah.
I don't. But it ended up being a good movie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm really glad you at least felt like it was a good movie.
It was.
Even though it wasn't your taste.
It wasn't my taste, but it was a good movie.
Now, there were some things that, I'm sure you have a longer list than I do, but even for me, there were still some things that I think could have been done better. There were some logistical things, where whenever the main characters that you run into, they first get kidnapped, they're way too cooperative. There's an initial fight, and then all of a sudden, there's like, we need to go watch a movie so you can see what's going on. And they're like, okay. And then they just walk up.
And that was something we both discussed, where if we were tied to a chair and suddenly woke up and there's 4 or 5 other people in the room.
And they start torturing us.
Chances are, as soon as we get free, we're fighting to the death because we've been kidnapped. We're in a strange, creepy place with people torturing us.
You make it a little interesting.
Seriously. This would be the slowest movie ever because we would have killed everybody already.
It would have, yeah.
I know you, you know me. Let's make sure they don't get out of here. We'll be good.
Yeah.
So that was kind of one of the logistical things where everything got patched over too quickly.
Yeah.
Oh, let's be friends and go watch a movie.
Everybody jumped on board for the torture thing a little too quick. They've kind of made up for it with when it was their turn. They started fighting back and being like, no, I changed my mind. I don't want to do it.
Right.
But
it's fine torturing someone else.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
But then when you're on the
turn,
table.
Right. Completely different game.
Yeah. So that was one of the things that kind of, I don't know, it took me out of it a little bit. There were some of the anatomical things that we kind of talked about when it came to like when they broke the collarbones. And
Right. Yeah. Collarbone breaks are probably the most painful break you can have. Everything I've heard about it, my little brother had his broken, one of my daughters had hers broken, and it was you don't move that arm for a long time while that collarbone heals. And this one, it was catch a wrench to the collarbone, it snaps, now it's my turn to hit you with the same one you just hit me with.
yeah,
That's not going to happen.
yeah.
You know,
They were
so-
acting like your
you're not
arm
gonna-
is weakened, when in reality your arm is gone.
It's gone. Yeah, it is not functional for
Yeah.
a while. And they're picking people up and they're helping shift around and smacking each other. That didn't work for me.
Yeah.
To me, it should have been boom, dead arm. You can swing the other side if you want, but dead arm is now function.
Yeah.
No function at all. So that was a problem.
So yeah, some anatomical stuff where like I understand what they were going for like Nick being the heroic boyfriend, I'm going to take this for my girlfriend type of thing.
Right.
But you can't swing a heavy wrench and break somebody else's collarbone
If you've got a
if
broken
you
collarbone.
have both of yours done. You're done.
Right.
You're armless at this
Right.
point. Like, so yeah, there was some other logistical things, but I'm really curious to hear what you didn't like.
I mean, the gore kind of got to me, but we knew that was going to happen. It wasn't like
Yeah.
I went threw up or anything. It's not my thing.
No, we would have recorded that.
You would have recorded that, right? It's a credit to the actor, the guy that ends up being the villain.
Oh, uh-huh.
I hated him from the very beginning. I don't like this guy either.
How come?
Something about it pisses me off.
You called it from minute one when he was
Yeah,
on screen.
yeah.
I hate that guy.
But part of that is due to him being a good actor.
Yeah.
I guess, because immediately I was like, that guy's a jerk.
This thing is happening. This is the guy that brings a guitar to the party and tries to seduce your girlfriend because he can play 3 chords.
I don't know if you reminded me from someone from my past, if I've dealt with that type of individual enough, but again, that particular character, to me, irritated me.
But he fit it, so you knew
He fit it.
immediately.
Yeah, he fit it. Yeah, he fit it. But overall, like I say, it was a good movie. I didn't have any problems with it.
Okay.
I mean,
I
it's-
really thought you were going to nitpick it apart a bit more.
No, I mean, I can't nitpick it too hard because the things that I nitpick, I know are just more.
Oh, your personal taste.
My personal taste,
Sure.
right? For somebody that likes this genre of movie, that really likes the horror movie with a little bit more gore and intensity to it, I think you'd be fine with it.
That's fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, overall, I mean, what's up?
The one thing that did bother me,
Yeah, let's hear it.
we didn't know enough about how much do we want to give away.
Go ahead and speak. What's up?
All right, so this is maybe a little bit of a spoiler here. The chemical that the brain was secreting that they were
think
harvesting to
that's yeah.
turning it into a drug, it seemed a bit far-fetched.
I would just like them to be more specific.
Maybe that would have helped.
Yeah.
Maybe that might have helped.
Because there's several chemicals that we know of now, whether it's dopamine, serotonin, hell, DMT,
Right.
something like that, that could have been,
Could have
but they never nail it down. They kind of
Right.
just say that there's this cocktail of serotonin, dopamine, and adrenaline, and they kind of distill it into a pill.
Right.
And that sells for
10
10,
to
12
12,000.
grand,
Yeah, per pill.
which is wild.
Right. Oh, and the other thing that irritated me, now that I'm starting
Here
to
we
think
go.
about it, yeah. The pain and the fear are what generated this particular chemical in the brain that they're harvesting in these little teeny tiny vials.
Right.
But whenever the torture stopped, even though the pain persisted,
Oh, you
it
did
quit
mention
dripping.
this. Yeah.
Yeah, we quit getting the. That didn't make sense to me. If it's going to stop immediately when the torture stops, then in the process of ramping up to the torture, it should start. It shouldn't be just a during the torture kind of thing, drip, 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 and then we're
Right.
finished. Okay. You're next. No, I'm not, drip. We're going to hold you down now. No, you're not, drip, drip. And, faucet turns on or whatever.
Yeah.
And then when we stop, it's like, oh, I'm glad you're done. Shuts off here. To me, it should have been a little bit more bodily functioning.
Yeah, that doesn't really fit with how the brain works. It definitely, it's not like a switch
Right.
where all of a
right,
sudden it's
right.
on, it's running, and then as soon as the torture
Yeah.
device is done,
Ooh. Glad that's over with. Never mind the fact my eyeball's hanging out or whatever.
Right.
But yeah, to me, that didn't make a lot of sense. That could have been done a little better.
I would have appreciated an eyeball hanging out in this one.
That would have been good.
That would have been good.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, they also were focusing on self-preservation, so no genitals, no eyes.
No face. Can't hurt the face.
Not the face.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that was only I had to pick. Is there anything that you didn't like? I know you've seen this like 3 or 4 times.
I mean, it was mostly just slight continuity stuff, like logical, of like our kidnapper who does the deed, she basically walks 1.5 miles in heels and looks perfect by the time she gets to the location where our kidnappees are.
All right. Her hair's done.
Uh-huh.
She's not sweating. She doesn't look haggard. She has not walked over a mile.
Yeah, sure. No problem.
Great, thank you.
I'd like to see what shoes she's got on.
Oh, here.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, dude, if she's got heels on, it's game over.
Yeah.
But the fact that homeboy can't snuff a trap.
Sure feels like it, doesn't it?
And little stuff like that,
Right.
but a lot of it I could forgive
Yeah.
just because there was so much other good things about it that I was like, okay, I can just set that aside,
Yeah.
still suspend my disbelief. Why
Right.
not?
Right.
It's a compelling plot. It's good acting. The audio was a little spotty at times. It is low budget,
Yeah.
but for the fact that it is as low budget as it is, I think they really came through.
They took their budget and made the most of it.
Yeah.
And by making the most of it, they really made the most of it. Like I say, with the sets and things like that, they pulled it off
Yeah.
for not much money.
Now, we're coming to our final judgment. Would you call this, because this is how I would file it, would you call this a good introductory movie for people who aren't into gore or torture porn to kind of like dip their toes into the area, the genre?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah?
Yeah, I mean, there were a few things, like you say, that with the fingernails, there was a little bit of gore, but
Yeah.
a lot of it was left to the imagination.
Yeah. The cheese grater scene was rough.
Cheese grater scene is rough.
Fuck, that still gets me. Woo!
Very rough.
Even I still.
Yeah. But that's a little further on, so you can kind of get acclimated.
Yeah.
Acclimated.
You get prepared.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would be. If you want to really kind of test the waters and see if this is something that you would like, I think this is a good one. Like I say, it's soft core.
Yeah.
So,
You're still getting it to a degree, but it's
Yeah.
not like hostile or,
or a Saw or something
Exactly.
like that. Yeah, it's not that extent, but
Yeah.
it is a little gory.
Okay, fair enough.
Yeah.
So where would you rate this?
To me, it was a good time.
It was a good time.
It was more of a time, but I'm going to give it a good time because it's your favorite movie. It was a time. I'm not going to watch it again.
Okay. No, that's
I'm
fine.
I'm not sad I watched it.
Yeah,
I don't feel enlightened now that I've watched it.
but it's just neutral.
It's just neutral. It was a time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's fair. I would definitely. It's not quite enough for me to put it into a bloody good time because I'm reserving those bloody good times to be like
Yeah.
top echelon
You've really got to have
type
fun
stuff.
with it. Yeah.
You're gonna have fun with it. It's gonna mess you up. You've got to be a horror lover
Yeah.
to really get into this.
I'll buy that.
But I would definitely put this, if we're doing kind of a grading system on a spectrum, way closer to a bloody good time than a time. So it's still a good time,
Okay.
but it's closer to me to a bloody good time than it would be a time.
So it's a
A
solid.
B plus.
It's a solid good time for you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
100%. I wouldn't have watched it this many times.
True. Yeah, that's true.
But yeah,
Okay.
I would call this a good time.
There
We
you
got a
go.
time there. So if you're wanting to get into, torture porn, gore, stuff like that, this is definitely a good introductory movie.
Slow entry.
But
Slow introduction into the genre.
it talks to you sweet and it lubes you up nice.
You're going to have to edit that. That is not going to fly.
So that was our review.
Composure. I gotta watch what I'm saying.
Oh, but that was our different takes on Vile. I highly recommend that if you're one of those people, or if you're more of a bloody, gorgeous little freak, absolutely watch it. It's a great little niche one that I think is underappreciated. But that is just about it for us. So thank you so much for watching. Leave a comment, a like, all of that kind of jazz. Subscribe, please. We're trying to get everything going and build a little community of gorgeous little freaks. We're also on all the socials. You can check us out at ABGT Reviews. We're on everything at this point. We also have a little subreddit where we're also trying to build a community, a little discussion, things like that. But other than that, thank you so much for spending your time with us.
Appreciate
and
it.
we'll see you next week, all right?
Stay gorgeous, little freaks.